Okay. Go ahead, Henry.
All right. So, hello, everyone, and welcome. Tonight, we're going to be doing something called the Juice Plus Freedom Revolution Zoom call. My name is Henry, and I'll be hosting this call with my good friends, Mikkel and Aaron. And we're so glad that you have taken the time out of your busy lives to join us for tonight. We are here in order to network with mission-driven people on the topic of family health. And so you have been invited because Mikkel, Aaron, or myself, we care about your health and we want to make that even better. So this call is going to be relaxed. It's fun. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to pay anything, or that's all we're going to do is just simply share. So we have some information and some stories that we're going to be telling you throughout the evening, and we'll have some time for questions and answers at the end of it. So we hope you enjoy listening. And if you think of someone during our call, they could also be using this information. If you could just let us know at the end, that'd be awesome. All right. So to kick it off, I want to ask a question, and this is not a rhetorical question. I want you to respond. I know some of you have it on mute, so you can just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or something like that with this question here. Question is, so would you agree, that being healthy can be challenging? If you think it can be challenging, sort of give me a thumbs up or raise your hand or something. All right, so it looks like everyone on the video agrees with that. Okay, so we all want to feel good. We all want to look good, and we all want to live a vibrant, long life. But we know that it can be really challenging sometimes. So unfortunately, sometimes it takes a lot of time. It can be really complicated. It can be kind of unpleasant, and some people don't even know where to start. So that's where we come in. During this call, we're going to introduce to you something called the Healthy Living Revolution. And so Mikkel, Aaron, and I, along with thousands of people all over 24 different countries, we are locking arms together to take back healthy. That's one of our sayings here, by doing simple little changes and making those changes repeatable and doable, and at the same time having a lot of fun doing it. So the goal of our Healthy Living Revolution is to come alongside families and individuals who want to get better with their health. And really, we try to do that by meeting them where they're at and empowering them to make positive changes along the way. So I'm going to take you through basically 3 different principles. The first principle that we're going to go through today is all the free resources that we have available through our websites and the stuff that Juice Plus has to offer. The second is we're going to introduce you to a couple of nutritional products that you might choose to add to your repertoire. And then thirdly, we're going to introduce you to our organization that makes this all happen. So first, we're going to look at the free resources. So we have a team at the Healthy Living Revolution that's created some awesome resources for families to use, including this awesome cookbook. This is available all online, and the person who invited you, they can give you that link to the healthyrevolution.com, and you can download this guy here. It's got a bunch of awesome vegan recipes, and then there are some spring, summer. There's a couple different versions of that with the other recipes in there as well. We have something called a Start Strong program for kids. It goes through a couple of different ways to enable and empower kids to exercise, to increase their nutrition from processed and high fructose sugars and things to natural, whole, raw, vine-ripened foods. And that's all available on that website as well. So you can take a look at those resources at your leisure. And at the end of this call, whoever invited you, they'll send you that link so you can access those. And you can share them too. Secondly, we want to introduce you to a couple of the products. So we at Juice Plus, our foundation is really health. And in order to increase that health, The bottom line is to flood our bodies with as much nutrients from natural, raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables as possible. And we all know that this is critical. Sleep is important, exercise is important, but one of the most important things that you can do for your body is to feed it 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. But we all know that can be kind of difficult. So if you think about it, how many days in this past week did you really get 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day? And if you did, then it might be the same fruits and vegetables every single day and not necessarily a variety. And so one of the things that we do is we take 30 different vine-ripened, again, raw fruits and vegetables. It's non-GMO. It is NSF certified, and we throw it into a little capsule. And so I've got 3 different types of capsules here. These are the fruits, and if you look at the back here, it's got all the fruits labeled on there. So we've got apples and cherries and cranberries and oranges and papayas and all that. The ones with the green labels, these are your veggies. So in a capsule, I'll show you what it actually looks like. It's right there. And so these little capsules here, they are packed with broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, garlic, beet, spinach, cabbage, oat bran, rice bran, and kale. And so those are the vegetable ones. And then we have this purple one, that is your berries. So between all 3 of these guys, you get over 30 fruits and vegetables, and you can get them pretty easily every single day. Huge variety. So basically it's a salad that is put into a capsule. And that's probably the most important principle to understand. It's not any type of supplement that's made in a lab, that is fictitious, that's man-made, that your body doesn't recognize. These are bioavailable nutrients. Wanted to also introduce you to a couple other variations. We have these guys here. These are the gummies. So same thing as the red, right? So those are the fruits. These are the fruits too. And then the veggies here, those are the veggies, and there's the version of the vegetable gummies. And then we also have the berries. And so this is what they look like. We've got those little gummies here, and they actually taste like fruit gummies. And so one of the things that's important to remember about these that makes us different from any other any other supplement product out there, is that, one, we take everything and we throw it into a blender. Juice Plus is sort of a misnomer because we don't actually juice it. We take the peel, we take the seeds, we take the stem, we take the core, we take all that, and we throw it into and pulverize it into a powder. A lot of these plants, they're 90% water. So if you take out the water, you take out some of the fiber, then you're left with a ton of concentrated phytonutrients. Another reason why Juice Plus is a little different from all these other different companies that you've heard of is because we take the seeds, the rinds and all that, and we throw it in there, you actually get more nutrients than you would from any isolates that are made in a lab. For instance, you take an orange has a ton of nutrients, about 80% of it in its peel, and we usually throw away the peel. So what we do in Juice Plus is we grind the whole thing up so you get the whole value of that nutrition, all the vitamin C, all the vitamin A, and we don't just use oranges, we'll use your mangoes, we'll use your garlic, and we'll put lemon for the lemon peel has a ton of natural folate in it. And so that's another thing that sort of sets us apart. We take all of these vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, we will keep them at low temperatures in order to lock in all of the live nutrients and all the enzymes in there throughout the entire process. And then we'll test them through all these double-blind, placebo-tested clinical studies from over 20 different universities in over 9 countries. And then these go out to 24 different countries around the world. And so on our websites, if you talk to Aaron, you talk to Mikkel, you talk to me afterwards, we'll send you that site, and it shows you all the different clinical research. Everything's out there. Nothing's hidden. In fact, if you ask Siri, like literally take Siri and ask, hey Siri, what is the most researched nutritional product that exists on the planet? And Juice Plus is the first 3 sites that come up. So I encourage you to test that when you get off of here. So with all that being said, if anyone asks you, okay, so is Juice Plus a vitamin? The answer to that, it has a ton of vitamins and minerals in it, but again, they are natural. They do not contain any man-made stuff that is isolates and put in there. We also have a couple different other products that we want to introduce you to. So that is the micronutrients, all the phytonutrients from fruits and vegetables, but we also have something called Juice Plus Complete. And so these guys have the macronutrients. We call them complete, not a protein powder, because yes, it does contain protein, but it also has a ton of fiber and a ton of other, 16 different fruits and vegetables that are ground up in this, and it can be used as a meal supplement or a meal replacement. A lot of people use these as a muscle recovery after their workout. If you don't like to mix this up in almond juice or something, and you just want something on the go, then we also have complete bars that have that protein and fiber in them as well. And they make for a great snack, great breakfast, or just something that you can take on the go. One of our newer products over these past few years is something called the Omega Blend. And we call it the Omega Blend because it not only has omega-3s, but it has 5, 6, 7s, and 9s. And it's balanced into the right ratio that humans need. You might be asking, how is this different from any other omegas? Because you've probably heard that, I take fish oil, and that has omegas. Well, instead of taking it from fish, where it's concentrated in the fat that has a lot of toxins in it, we go straight to the source that the fish ate. And so we get this mainly from algae. There is pomegranate, there's tons of tomato, and raspberry seed oil in there as well. And that's where we get those omegas. One of the other products, besides the stuff that you can put in your body, is something called a Tower Garden. And I'm going to ask Erin to share a little bit about what that Tower Garden is.
Yeah, so we have a great video, you guys, of our friend Denny and her Tower Garden, which I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Let's see, here it is. Okay, so this is our friend Denny. She is chatting in her kitchen in the middle of the winter in Ohio. She's showing right now that there's a bunch of snow outside, and she's going to turn and show you her amazing Tower Garden in her kitchen. There it is. So this is what the Tower Garden looks like by Juice Plus. It's an aeroponic growing system. It holds 20 gallons of in the base. She'll show the base in a minute, but that holds 20 gallons of water. You put a mineral tonic into that water, and then that water is pumped up through the center of the tower, and the water then trickles over the roots that grow into the center. And so you can grow anything that grows above ground, flowers, fruit, veggies. You can grow with 90% less water and space, 30% more, 3 times faster than a traditional garden with this tower. And I think I don't know, it froze, but that's okay. You can see a nice visual of it. But she's just saying that she's growing dill, Swiss chard, Brussels sprouts, lettuce, chives, arugula, marigolds, bok choy, cilantro, kale, celery, basil. She's growing all of those things in her kitchen in the middle of winter. These are the growing lights that you can see right here that stay on. Our dogs are barking outside, of course. They stay on when you bring it inside. So you can grow inside or outside. It's an amazing, amazing product, and we just wanted to show you guys, what one actually looks like in someone's kitchen in the winter. So I'm gonna throw it back over to Henry and stop my screen share. All right.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Erin. That tower garden is incredible, and it's not something that Erin and Mikkel and I made up. This is something that is actually in all over the world. There's a greenhouse that has over 1,300 of these outside of Phoenix, and they use all that produce to feed the city of Phoenix. Like O'Hare Airport has 28 of these that are through the roof, like 2 stories high, and they use that to feed to stock like some of the 67 restaurants that are in O'Hare Airport. So if you're over at the airport, check those out. It's in Terminal 2. There's a couple other resources that we have. Once you are into Juice Plus, we have 2 in particular programs that help people sort of use as a jump start into getting better, into getting healthier. The first one is called the Shred 10, and the Shred 10 is basically the first 10 days of the month. And there's a couple things that you do in order to cut out some of the processed stuff and bring in more of the healthy, natural stuff. And so if you're interested in that, we'll share that at the end. It's www.shred10.com. We're going to skip ahead to sharing some of our product stories because I know that there are very powerful things that have been happening in Mikkel's life and Erin's life and Erin's kids' life after they started taking this product. So I'm going to turn it over to Mikkel first. Mikkel, could you share a little bit about how Juice Plus has been working in your life?
Yeah, thanks, Henry. Well, about a year and a half now, my family and I were just going through this ungodly busy and unhealthy season. I had 3 kids under 3 in my house, including my friend's child that I watch. But my 2-year-old twin daughters, they were sick every month, and it was just a cycle of sickness, I'd say. They would come down with some cold, it would turn into an earache, we would go to the doctors, they would be prescribed antibiotics, and then there'd be the follow-up from the antibiotics like constipation and other things, and it was a very disempowering cycle. I just didn't feel like I could stop it, and so that was just a very hard thing for me to take as a mom. But then my husband, he is in a high stress job, and his health was suffering from the stress. He also is a Southern meat and potatoes guy. So there's just that whole philosophy that, went completely against everything I knew about food. But, trying to teach him that was a hard thing. And I was just kind of low energy, having headaches, trudging through the day situations. And so then I found Juice Plus for my friend Erin, and it changed our lives. I was able to actually start healing my family's bodies through food in the way that I knew, instead of relying on those over-the-counter, headache medicines or antibiotics. And so since starting Juice Plus, my daughters have not been sick. Like, the cycle of sickness stopped. They have not had an earache or been on antibiotics since they started Juice Plus, and my daughter, who dealt with constipation, not an issue at all, completely relieved by all the fruit and vegetable nutrition. And even with direct flu exposure from this awful flu season we had this past year, my daughters did not get the flu at all, which was such a relief. My husband and I, my husband is taking baby steps. He's actually taking more responsibility for his health, taking some of that off my plate. And, and if there's a day that, we've run out of our Juice Plus gummies, which he loves, so he's like, hey, where's my gummies? Which, oh my gosh, I mean, for a man who used to like dissect and peel out every green thing on his plate, it's huge to have that win. And I just to tell you the truth, I just didn't know what healthy felt like anymore. And now, just after a year and a half, I feel healthier now than I did in my 20s. And there are days that I seriously do nothing more for myself than just take Juice Plus. And so it's a very empowering thing. And, overall, just from having, because we have a tower garden as well, just to see the shift in my family, and my daughters, and knowing what healthy food is. It's a main conversation now. My daughter Anna is like, "Mommy, broccoli's good for you." I'm like, "Yes, it is." So it has just changed my family's health journey, and it is amazing. I can't wait to see really what happens in the next year and a half.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Mikkel. Erin?
Yeah, okay. So for me, I grew up in the Midwest on basically the standard American diet. I shudder now to think of what I was putting in my body as I was growing. I mean, pretty much processed food, fast food, junk food, candy, and soda. I remember dancing for 10 hours on a Saturday and drinking, just like chugging Dr. Pepper, which is just shocking to that I made it this far. But I those bad habits followed me all the way through my 20s, and my in college and high school I was dancing 40 to 60 hours a week easily. And again, I just I'm pretty shocked that my body was able to do all of that and what it was asked on what I was eating. 5 years ago, I became vegetarian, and that did shift my path a little bit. We had to, think about how we were cooking and what we were eating a little bit more. And then a year and a half ago, my husband Josh was diagnosed with celiac disease, and so again, we took another path and had to, figure out a new way to eat. And then, really, 3 years ago was when I was introduced to Juice Plus. At the time, I was generally pretty healthy, but I was struggling with some chronic headaches, and I was getting sick a couple times a year. But when I was getting sick as I got older, I noticed that the symptoms were really getting a lot more intense, and it was sticking around a lot longer. And then my husband and I were also thinking about starting a family, so I was really open at that time to hearing about anything that could have a positive impact on my health. And so fast forward to 3 years later, and things that I've noticed, for me, I noticed a shift in my energy. I noticed, like Mikkel said, sickness. I'm telling you, this winter was nasty, and Josh managed to not get sick at all. I don't know, he's like the god. I had like a little cold for 2 or 3 days, twice, that was it. And then Keegan also just had like a sniffly nose, and if you know what a toddler touches daily, that's pretty impressive. And then also for me, I've recovered quickly from surgeries and birth. I've had 2 extremely healthy full-term pregnancies, and I've actually taken Juice Plus for my prenatal for both of those. My husband Josh has had fewer cold sores. He's more regular and craves fruits and veggies now, which is is real exciting. And this has been a huge help through his celiac also. And really, best of all, our toddler, who's now almost 2.5, has not been to the doctor for a sick visit. He's never taken actually even an over-the-counter medication, never an antibiotic. He's never had an ear infection. And to echo what Mikkel said, he has always been very regular. We've had no issues with constipation. And I say that, and also my husband, because it is a huge problem. And a lot of people do. I mean, I think 80% of the American population struggles with that. So it is definitely noteworthy that we haven't had to deal with that. And, we have cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's in our family, and just having the peace of mind that we have this, like Mikkel said, even on those days where the only good thing we do is put it in our bodies, and it's crazy. I still know that my family are getting those 50 plus plants into their body, and so it's just such an easy, simple change that you can make and causes a huge impact on your health. So that's us.
Awesome. I love hearing stories from parents. I'm not a parent myself, so it's really encouraging to hear that from Mikkel and Erin, that you guys are seeing those results with your kids and the cravings changing in their lives too. That's so important. So my story sort of begins about 13 years ago. I've been teaching anatomy and physiology and biologies at a high school. And every single year I teach that cliche of you are what you eat. And so I wasn't living it outside of the classroom. I was eating Burger King 3 times a week. After church, I would go to Arby's, and we'd use coupons over there. We eat Arby's every Sunday. And so I was literally building my skin cells out of fast food. And then one day I decided, you know what, I should probably be living what I preach. And I started changing my diet into fruits and vegetables. Juice Plus kind of found me through several people at my church, several people in my volleyball circles. And so I started looking at the research, and I just started taking it myself. Didn't join the business, but I had seen my skin clearing up. I had seen that I became more regular, like you guys had said. I thought that being constipated and bloated and having inflammation in my knees, because I marched at Ohio State in the band, was just a natural part of who I was, that I was, my genetics kind of doomed me. But then when I started changing my diet and getting more raw fruits and vegetables in there, then other people started seeing those changes. And so if I see that on the outside, then you can just imagine what's happening on the inside. So those are just 3 stories of 3 people, normal, regular, everyday, ordinary people that have started taking it, and there's tons more out there. We encourage you to talk to us afterwards, and we can share those with you.
I'm not normal and regular. I'm just kidding.
We are regular now.
I'm just kidding.
So we wanted to also share with you a little bit about the Juice Plus organization that makes all this possible. Basically, we call this the Freedom Revolution. It's our business community, and the main mission of the Freedom Revolution Juice Plus company is to really bring back improved health and help you create more happy customers that are affiliated with this company of basically serving other people. And so we want to address 2 questions as far as the Juice Plus company is concerned. So first of all, how does it work? So the business is open to anyone as long as you are over the age of 18, and you pay $50 to get into the business. You get that $50 goes towards an online office. You get your own website, and so you can run your business pretty much from any device as long as you are connected to the internet. You earn residual income simply by sharing the product with other people by word of mouth, through Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And the Juice Plus company will ship all the product to your customers directly. So you don't have any overhead. You don't have to keep any products in your place. There's tons of commission levels. And once you reach that commission level, then it's permanent. And there's no quotas, there's no minimums, there's nothing that you have to meet in order for you to stay in the business. They're never going to kick you out. You stay at those commission levels. At the very top of the business, there is full compensation with your benefits, and they even provide some of the tuition for your kids and all sorts of different types of supplemental income as well. We've been around for about 50 years. The founder, Jay Martin, who is still leading the company today, it's privately held. It is debt-free. We are a almost $1 billion company. And it is recommended by medical, by dental, by all sorts of medical professions out there as well. The business can produce some short-term income if you're looking for something to supplement, or it can be a long-term wealth building program, and including a retirement strategy because it produces residual revenue. Besides what we do to earn that income, the Juice Plus company has also donated a bunch of money into St. Jude's Marathon Weekend, Boys and Girls Club, Volunteers of America, and there's a huge slew of other things. Want to take a second to share our business stories, because a lot of people not only take Juice Plus, but they also have joined up with the company to share it. So I'm going to ask Mikkel to share her reason of why she decided to say yes to the business.
Excuse me, Henry.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna run. Definitely get a hold of me tomorrow though, and we can talk about everything we talked about today and everything you're about to talk about here in the next however long. But yeah, I gotta get to the gym before the sun goes down. But
Awesome.
I really
All
appreciate
right.
the time,
Talk to you
everybody.
tomorrow, Steve. Have fun at the gym.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are doing great. It was a pleasure to meet everybody, and I really look forward to talking to you again, Henry. All right.
Awesome.
All right. See ya.
Okay, well, thanks, Henry. Well, I joined the Juice Plus company when I ordered my first order, actually, as a stay-at-home mom. I knew that I needed to look for a way to help afford this nutrition. We had just kind of gone down to one salary, and so we were still kind of figuring things out. And I knew I wanted to do this long term for my family. And so at that time, I was feeling a little bit disempowered because of fi- the financial struggle that we were facing, as well as I was missing my career of being a children's counselor, and having that way to kind of reach out to other families. And so what joining this company has done is really it has opened my life to being able to touch other families again and help in a different way, and help families get healthy. And for my own family, it's changing my family tree in so many ways, such as opening up experiences for my girls that that we wouldn't have had before, or that I didn't have growing up, such as my girls are now in gymnastics, and I love being able to offer that to them. And we're looking at them taking music classes this upcoming fall, and traveling. I want to take them to Disney World next year, and all that wouldn't be possible on one income. And so that's just short term, but long term, I have the dream of this company helping me actually adopt our son, and changing our family tree in that way. And so I can't say enough for what this company brings to me, and friendships too, and meeting Henry, and then I guess strengthening Aaron and I's friendship. We actually were best friends in elementary school, and have connected back up through Juice Plus. So I mean, it's amazing what can happen. This turns into a family itself. And so yeah, that's me and Juice Plus.
Thanks, Mikkel. Glad you said yes to joining up in the business. Aaron?
Me too. So I used to be a professional dancer. I toured the world performing. I used to teach dance a few times a week. I was the lead of a behavior team at a dog training facility. And the business was never on my radar, ever. And because I absolutely loved what I was doing. And but then things shifted when we had our son in 2016. I, at the time, was only making enough money to pay for daycare, basically, or childcare if I went back to work. And work as an independent contractor, that didn't come with any benefits or time off, paid time off, sick pay, holiday pay, any of that. And so, and I really did want to stay home with him. And so I quickly realized I was going to need to do something. Shifting again, like Mikkel said, our stories are similar, down to a one-income household. And so, so I ended up saying, you know what, I love these products. So, let's try it for a year and see what happens. And my husband was on board, and it's just been a total joy. That was totally unexpected, really. I love that I can work from home. I can create my own hours. Like Mikkel said, this community is just amazing. All of the authentic, supportive, health conscious people. I love that I can make a significant revenue stream for my family. And I'm hoping to, besides our bills, take over our mortgage this year, fingers crossed too. And then, it's just really allowed us to dream. I like Henry was mentioning, I would love to take advantage of those benefits up at the top levels, provide that for my family. I'd love to be able to support my husband and take some financial pressure off of him so he can find something that he really loves and what his calling is. We want to be able to travel with our family. That's super important. I want to be able to set my kids up for what they want to do in their futures. And so just being able to help others realize some of their dreams, whether it's, health or financial, has just been a true blessing. And really just getting to design what our lives could look like with this business has just opened a lot of doors and created a lot of hope. So we love it.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Erin. My business story basically started a couple months after I had already taken Juice Plus, and people started realizing the differences that it was making in my life, from my skin to my nails to my bloatedness, all that stuff. So people started asking just naturally, hey, where do I get this stuff? And so for me, it was pretty simple. Like, it's working for me. If I run into something that is enjoyable, something that's fun, something that's working, then I want to share that with other people. Otherwise, I feel kind of selfish for keeping that to myself. So I paid the $50. I jumped into the business, and I learned that it wasn't just sharing the product with other people, but it was sharing the community. One of the things that I'm passionate about is I find that, like anything, like going to the gym, it's difficult to continue doing that by yourself because you can come up with all sorts of excuses and to put that off. But when you do it as a community, then it's easier to stay on that health track. And so we have salad in a jar parties. We have taste the shred healthy eating recipe parties. We'll do yoga together. We have jazzercise. We have all sorts of things that help continue supporting each other in that health journey. So the other piece of that, why I joined the business, was because I figured if I'm going to be taking this anyway, I might as well get paid on it. And that started generating a bunch of residual income. And so my goal is to, instead of retiring at 65, in order to meet my financial freedom, is to retire much earlier than that, to be able to have that time to spend with my future wife and my kids, be able to travel, be able to take them around the world, and really just experience life without having to be tethered to a job that keeps me from 9 to 5 and has limited vacation. And so that's sort of the benefit of the time freedom that we have. And that's why this is another reason why this is called the Freedom Revolution. So, so thanks for sharing the product and the business with us and everything. Thanks for logging on here. In conclusion, we wanted to wrap this up by letting you know that we're really looking for two types of people. We're looking for the first, anyone who is wanting to really take a next step in their health, whether it's just to check out the free resources, or maybe they want to make it, getting healthier a little easier by adding Juice Plus to their repertoire and their diet. It really only costs $2 to $3 a day, so less than a cup of coffee. The second type of person we're looking to partner with is anyone who wants to earn some residual income, whether that's a little bit on the side or whether that's a full-blown income and make it full-time. So the Freedom Revolution really gives parents the financial peace of mind to choose, mom and dad care versus, sending your kids off to daycare. And so we're looking for hardworking professionals that you have choice to build your own dreams instead of, being someone else's or answering to someone else and someone else's boss. College kids, we can partner with them, and really college kids can use it to help pay for their school. In fact, Juice Plus, you can get Juice Plus for free all the way up through college. So some people get like one person is the adult and the other person is the kid. And really it can be like a tool for empty nesters to make a residual income on the side as well. So you might want to ask yourself, who do I know that could use this extra income or in general improve their health? And so after we're done here, whoever invited you to this, they're going to send you a website and follow up with you to see what kind of resonated with you and how we can help you move along in your health journey. So before we end the call, just wanted to open up really quick to any questions that you might have for us and anything that Erin and Mikkel want to add.
I don't think. I just thank everybody again for popping on. I think we're running a little bit late, so I don't want to hold anybody too long, but I am going to stop the recording for any questions if anybody has any. So those will not be on the recording.